After 67 years of life and having experienced the ups and downs of 2 previous marriages, I still feel a certain warmth deep inside, a quiet spark that reminds me I am alive and open to what the future may hold. There is a part of me that continues to hope, to dream, and to imagine the possibilities yet to come. In the stillness of the evening, when the world slows down and thoughts grow louder, I often find myself picturing the person who might stand next to me in the coming chapters of life. Not just anyone, but someone who compliments my soul and embraces the honest affection that life has taught me to cherish. This vision is never static. It shifts and grows, taking on new hues and shapes like a painting slowly unfolding on a fresh canvas. I imagine her as intelligentes. Clever is truly attractive, bringing not only beauty but also wit and depth to our conversations. There is something incredibly magnetic about a sharp mind allied with a warm heart. She would carry herself with a natural grace that comes from confidence, not vanity. A woman who values herself enough to refuse artificial changes, instead choosing to honor the natural gifts she was born with. Thick, dark hair that falls like a waterfall down to her waist, untamed and shining with health. Her eyebrows, similarly rich in color, frame her expressive eyes, which sparkle with a genuine and vibrant spirit. Her eyes do not merely look, they communicate, revealing inner excitement and kindness. They are the kind of eyes that invite conversation, curiosity, and connection. No heavy makeup would mask this natural beauty, for she understands that true allure derives from authenticity. She is comfortably herself, radiant in her own skin, and proud of the uniqueness she brings to the world. Physically, she is fuller, carrying her curves like soft hills in a landscape well balanced and proportioned, embodying feminine strength as well as resilience. Her shoulders are smooth yet firm, suggestive not only of tenderness but also of a life spent actively engaged with the world. She isn't afraid of work. Her hands may bear subtle marks of time well spent in the garden or caring for those she loves. The texture of her skin tells the story of seasons lived fully, blending softness with strength. Her figure is not only pleasing in appearance but speaks of vitality, vibrant and alive, radiating an energy that draws me closer. I think of her presence as warm, commanding, yet inviting. There's an alluring firmness about her, suggesting passion and the fullness of life. She stands gracefully beside me, confident and unguarded, comfortable with being seen and appreciated. Together, we share the moments of quiet understanding. In this imagined closeness, the unspoken language between us rises, old in its familiarity, yet fresh as new beginnings. I picture her standing close by a chair where I might sit, the space between us charged with anticipation. Her gaze meets mine with a mixture of eagerness and calm assurance. Neither of us is in a rush. There is time enough for discovery, for exploration without hurry or pressure. This is a meeting of equals, two souls ready to share warmth and laughter, to build a connection deeper than any fleeting fancy. Every detail in my mind's eye adds color to this waiting tableau. The softness of her hair cascading like a mountain stream, the natural arch of her brows that frame her vivid eyes, the subtly rounded shape of her shoulders that hint at hours spent caring for the world around her. Her beauty is neither polished nor artificial. It is honest and trusting, the kind that draws admiration without demanding it. This vision embodies everything I desire: companionship, attraction, and a shared longing for closeness that transcends mere physicality. It speaks to an understanding that life's true pleasures lie in the moments of sincere connection, in the smiles exchanged across a table, in the gentle touch that reassures and restores. She is someone who will meet me not just as a partner, but as a friend, a confidant, someone who inspires me to be my best self. The thought fills me with a quiet joy, a gentle excitement that hums beneath my skin like the soft beat of a heart in harmony. Imagining her presence does more than offer comfort. It reminds me that life is a journey filled with endless possibilities, and that even after all the years gone by, there is still room for new beginnings. It whispers promises of laughter shared, of dreams pursued side by side, of quiet evenings spent simply being together, wrapped in the warmth of mutual respect and affection. In this vision, I feel renewed hope. The past, with all its lessons and memories, has shaped me but does not define me. Ahead lies an open road, and at the end of that road, I imagine her waiting, a woman of substance and soul, ready to walk beside me into whatever adventures may come. And in knowing she exists somewhere, even if only in my heart for now, I find peace and anticipation blended into one, a feeling that life still holds beautiful surprises, and love remains a possibility always worth embracing. My hand slowly moves from the armrest, reaching out with a gentle and careful touch as I grasp the familiar control stick that has guided me through many moments in the past. There is a certain comfort in this action, a quiet ritual that brings focus and mindfulness. Unlike rushed encounters or fleeting distractions, this time is meant to be savoried, a recreational journey where every second counts, rather than a hurried mission to be completed and left behind. The warmth of my hand against the soft grip brings a sense of reassurance, a connection to my own vitality and strength even after all these years. Even now, I admire the resilience that still exists within me. The firmness and the subtle pulse speak not only to physical endurance, but to a deeper spirit that refuses to be diminished. Years may have passed, but the energy that surges through me at these moments reminds me of the life that steadily runs beneath the surface. I imagine my next companion watching quietly, her eyes bright with anticipation as the slow, deliberate motions begin. There is a dance unfolding, subtle and intimate, woven with tension and release, guided by experience and patience. The imagined connection between us gently bridges the distance, each movement suggesting the warmth and closeness we both crave. Her mind fills with images of union, a sweet convergence that promises joy beyond the physical. She stands close, fully visible and confident in her natural beauty, curves softly outlined, her posture relaxed yet inviting. The exchange is wordless but speaks volumes, a balance of giving and receiving, a shared moment frozen in time where desire and respect intertwine. As the rhythm builds, so does the hum within me, a quiet but powerful engine that only I can hear. It is a sound of life and passion, a steady pulse that grows stronger with intent. This flight is just beginning, and even as anticipation quickens, I allow myself the luxury of presence, savoring the crescendo taking shape within. The air vibrates with energy, and in response, a soft moan escapes me, expressing the mounting excitement that no words could capture. My imagined partner's eyes widen with the thrill of the scene unfolding before her, her focus narrowing until the rest of the world fades away. Nearby, she stands as a devoted flight attendant of sorts, fully attentive and eager to be part of this voyage. Her body, poised and shapely, is revealed in candid honesty, the layers of clothing stripped away, leaving only the raw beauty of flesh and form. She understands how much I enjoy being observed, how watching enhances every sensation and heightens the pleasure. There is a mutual acknowledgement here, a silent pact made in the space between us that embraces vulnerability and trust. At cruising speed, the mind begins to shift between the invitation of the present and the sensations rising within. My attention moves from admiring the soft curves and natural texture of her, maintaining warmth to the building pulses in my own frame. The hold tightens, firm but careful, blending strength with gentleness in a timeless melody of touch. There is a remarkable design in this simple act, something crafted by nature's own hand, allowing movement over movement that stirs every nerve ending to alertness. A delicate layer of skin moves with reverence under my fingers, creating a subtle friction that sends ripples of pleasure all the way to the very core of my being. The feeling is nothing short of electrica reminder that even now, despite the years, the body holds mystery and enthusiasm in equal measure. Breathing deepens quietly but noticeably. The rhythm of life quickens in tandem with the pulse of my experience. She notices too, her gaze locking onto mine as a soft, inviting sound escapes her lips. It is a tender moan, the kind that tells stories beyond speech, a sound born from shared understanding and mutual enjoyment. Her hands move playfully, teasing the curves that she knows provoke a response. juggling those gentle shapes with affection and intent. The smile she wears is the kind that lights up a room, one that often presages a joke or a whispered invitation. This smile promises much, yet reveals only a fraction, keeping the best moments just out of reach for now. In a slow passage of time, she reaches down in return, moving a hand with sweet deliberation to touch herself in the tender places that seek comfort and connection. Her eyes meet mine without shame or hesitation, a gaze so direct and open that it simultaneously excites and reassures. That single finger slipping inward is evidence of her need, an echo of the hunger she is showing, me casting a spell that pulls me deeper into this quiet, shared voyage. Together, we climb. The pace increases gradually as breaths grow heavier and movements gain urgency without losing their grace. The rhythm becomes robust, a crescendo ascending toward the clouds. Her playful eyes shine with merriment as she shifts closer, offering a gentle taste upon her fingertip, a token of trust and invitation. I respond eagerly, tasting the sweetness, the warmth, the essence of our togetherness. The moment is fragile yet powerful, a testament to the deep connection we share even in this imagined space. With careful awareness, she senses the shifts in my own breathing and gently withdraws, giving room for the sensations to deepen and evolve. She leans forward, a tender presence floating just above my face, offering a soft curve rich with promises. I let my tongue trace and tease, drawing out a light laugh from her, that musical sound of delight. Then, with increasing boldness, I deepen each touch, savoring every inch with devoted attention. She responds with breaths and sighs that ripple through the air like a song. She rises again, standing tall and confident, allowing me to focus deeply on the motions more urgent and deliberate. My hand moves faster now in practiced strokes, eager to explore every pulse and throb, while her presence remains a steady beacon of comfort and admiration. She watches intently, her expression a blend of warmth and thrill, reminding me how much the shared vision of this act enhances each wave of pleasure. There is joy in watching and being watched, a dance of connection that feeds the soul. This gentle journey, both tender and intense, carries us forward on the invisible wings of shared desire. Every movement is a carefully crafted note in a symphony of closeness, a testament to the beauty of connection and the power of taking time to enjoy the moment fully. In this space, free of judgment or hurry, I find not only pleasure, but peace, and the quiet hope of new beginnings still waiting to unfold. At cruising speed, my attention gently shifts between the captivating sight before me and the sensations building within my own body. My grip tightens instinctively, blending firmness with tenderness in a dance as old as time. There is a remarkable harmony in this momenta, subtle sliding of skin against skin that feels like nature's own design, a delicate movement creating a perfect balance of friction and ease. The tingling waves ripple from my hand, traveling upward, reaching deep into my mind and sparking a cascade of pleasure that feels both familiar and intangibly new. Each breath grows slightly heavier, as if my body responds to an invisible conductor guiding this intimate symphony. The rhythm quickens, steady and sure, echoing in harmony with the quiet beat of my heart. I can feel the pulse not only in my own frame, but in the shared energy that flows between us, even if she exists more vividly in my imagination than in the room beside me. Her presence is alive in the way my senses sharpen and my thoughts sharpen. My companion senses it too. Her eyes lock onto mine with a warmth that is both reassuring and enticing. A soft, inviting sound escapes her lips, a gentle hum that carries the fragrance of desire and understanding without words. Her hands move with playful grace, cupping and rolling the gentle swell of herself, a tender dance that heightens the atmosphere and draws me ever closer into this shared experience. She smiles a smile rich with promise, balancing anticipation with patience. It is the kind of smile that invites a whispered secret or a long-awaited confession, warm and inviting yet mysterious at the same time. To pass the moments in this slow crescendo, she slides one hand down her body, seeking comfort and connection in those spaces that yearn for attention. She doesn't shy away. instead meeting my gaze head-on as her slender finger gently traces inward, eliciting a soft moan that confirms her need matches the excitement between us. There is no pretense here, only honest yearning and a shared understanding that fuels the unfolding journey. This act of mutual exploration feels like a harmonious ascent. As my breathing deepens, matching hers in tempo and intensity, my hand moves with increased urgency, tracing the contours it knows well, yet experiencing anew each time. Our imaginations entwine, creating a realm where the ordinary transforms into something sacred. The steady motion becomes more deliberate, a steady climb toward an apex filled with infinite possibility. With a playful sparkle in her eyes, she withdraws her finger and steps closer, bridging the space that once separated us. She offers the tip of that same finger to my lips, a gesture of trust and invitation. I respond instinctively, tasting the sweetness she shares and marveling at the tenderness conveyed in such a simple act. The sensation is electrifying, a fleeting moment suspended in time, reminding me how connection can awaken senses long dulled by routine. She senses the quickening of my breath and thoughtfully pulls back, allowing room for me to catch up, to savor the next wave of sensations without losing myself in overwhelm. The dance continues as she leans forward, revealing a delicate curve just above my face, warm and inviting. I playfully tease that tender spot with my tongue, eliciting a soft, joyful giggle from a sound that brightens the room and lifts the spirit. Then I deepen my touch with care, drawing in all the nuances of her form, savoring the contrast between softness and texture, warmth and breath. My mouth traces every contour with devotion, coaxing sighs and quiet laughter, moments of pure delight that feel almost reverential. She stands again, regal and self-assured, giving me space to focus fully on this intimate flight. My hand moves faster now, experienced and steady, driven by a passion that still burns bright despite the years. She watches every motion with fascination and desire, her gaze a constant encouragement that makes the connection all the more vivid. It is in this shared attention that the true beauty of the moment unfolds, the blending of watching and doing, the silent communication of pleasure and appreciation. She is like a conductor guiding an orchestra, her presence tuning each movement into a harmonious score. Her playful teasing and my focused attention combine into a perfect balance, a duet of senses that elevates the experience beyond the physical. I feel the energy rise like a gentle tide, filling every fiber with warmth and anticipation. Each breath, each touch, each glance brings us closer to a culmination that promises release and renewal. And in these moments, bound by mutual respect and affection, I find not only excitement, but a profound sense of peace, a reminder that connection is timeless, and desire, no matter the age, remains a vibrant and beautiful force. The pace picks up steadily, our breaths growing deeper and more frequent as we ascend toward new heights in this shared journey. Movements become more confident and assured, a dance perfected through experience yet still filled with spark and spontaneity. The connection between us intensifies, drawing us closer both physically and emotionally, as if the space between dissolves with every heartbeat. Her eyes glint playfully, full of mischief and warmth, reflecting the joy of the moment and the promise of what lies ahead. With a teasing smile, she steps nearer, closing the small gap that remained between us, her presence both grounding and electrifying. She offers a delicate fingertip, a gentle invitation, and a symbol of trust that finds its way to my lips. I respond eagerly, tasting the essence she shares with quiet reverence, the sweetness mingling with the electric energy pulsing through our connection. The sensation is brief but impactful, a tender acknowledgement of the intimacy we share. As I draw that warmth in, she senses the quickening rhythm of my breathing and wisely pulls back, granting space for the sensations to deepen without overwhelming. It is a thoughtful pause, a moment to savor before continuing this ascent. She leans forward gracefully, offering one of her soft curves just above my face, poised like a gentle offering. I respond with light, teasing touches of my tongue, eliciting a melodic giggle that lifts the atmosphere with its carefree delight. Encouraged, I deepen my attention, exploring every contour and nuance with care and appreciation, savoring the contrast of softness and warmth that defines her presence. Each motion is met with responsive breaths and soft sounds, a language without words that conveys pleasure and connection. Rising to stand tall once more, she gives me room to focus fully on my movements, which grow more intense and deliberate. Years have not dulled the fervor within. Instead, they have refined the familiarity and grace with which I navigate this intimate terrain. Her eyes never leave mine, their steady gaze a balm and a spark, encouraging and admiring in equal measure. We share this mutual focus, the dance of watching and being watched, of giving and receiving as if orchestrating a symphony in perfect harmony. Her playful touches and my practiced strokes weave together, creating a rhythm that carries us deeper into the experience. The energy swells like a rising tide, filling the space between and within us. Each breath drawn, each thoughtful touch brings us closer to the culmination we both seek. This culmination is not merely physical, but a release and renewal, a moment where connection and desire merge into something sacred and whole. In these shared moments, bound by respect and affection, I find a profound peace and joy, the timeless affirmation that desire and connection remain vibrant forces at any stage of life. There is one final, skillful movement left in this intimate dance, one last act of care and connection that promises a gentle crescendo. I bring my other hand up, placing it softly over the tip of the control, marveling once again at the contrast between its firmness and the smooth, warm surface beneath my touch. It feels as delicate as a baby's cheek, yet alive with vibrant energy and the accumulated experience of countless moments shared with myself and with others. With one hand maintaining a steady rhythm, I begin to explore with the other, alternating between gentle strokes and tender rubs, weaving a tapestry of sensations that both grounds and elevates me. I feel the fullness building deep inside, a readiness that carries the anticipation of release balanced with the desire to prolong each precious instant. Softly, almost shyly, she asks if I would like her to take over, her voice carrying a sweetness that matches the warmth spreading through us. Between measured breaths, I quietly agree, welcoming the shared journey and the trust implicit in her offer. She smiles, that radiant smile that promises comfort and joy, and leans gracefully over the side of the chair to take the reins. Her hands seek me with gentle certainty, guiding the motion with practiced ease and affection. As she takes control, my attention shifts to her natural beauty, my right hand lowering to explore the soft planes of her calf, tracing upward to the fullness of her thigh, delighting in the subtle strength and softness beneath my fingers. At the same time, my left hand reaches back to rest lightly on the curve of one breast before moving to the other, rolling each tender tip between my fingers until they harden with shared delight. She is in my care, as I am in hers, a mutual giving and receiving that deepens the bond we share. Her left hand moves expertly, keeping rhythm and pace, while her right cups and soothes, adjusting pressure with intuitive grace. Her gaze remains fixed on my face, where concentration and pleasure mingle, as if she were a musician performing a masterpiece only we can hear. Then she softly poses the question that heralds the moment we both anticipate. Would you like to finish in my hand? My entire body responds with a shiver of anticipation, and my right hand ventures higher, sliding along her thigh to grasp her hip a little more firmly, a promise of fulfillment soon to come. My left hand playfully teases her softly, though she soon draws it back, winning the gentle battle with a sweet laugh. My right hand resumes its steady press and squeeze, moving like a careful nurse taking a pulse, a measured preparation for the final act. Then, with a smile full of triumph, she initiates the last pressing motion, placing her hand just so and applying firm but gentle pressure at the perfect spot. This subtle gesture gives my body the tiny nudge it needs, a spark that ignites the release waiting to bloom. Warmth spreads quickly, filling her hand and trailing onto her forearm, accompanied by the joyous sound of a delighted laugh signaling the success of our shared mission. my body begins to relax, sinking deeper into the chair as the intensity ebbs and the quiet calm of afterglow settles in. She makes a playful display of lifting her hand to her lips, licking away the traces of our closeness, then slowly smoothing the remainder over her curves as her eyes hold mine in a tender, unspoken exchange. Having caught my breath, a smile spreads across my face as I murmur, "One good turn deserves another." She responds by straddling the armrest beside me, offering access to the tender warmth she carries, a place where our intimacy continues to blossom. I extend a finger gently, slipping it in to share in the quiet joy of closeness. She responds by pressing herself against my hand, moving rhythmically in a way that blurs the line between my touch and her own joyous expression. The sensation is a shared dance, one of give and take, connection and pleasure as we move together in harmony. For a while, we continue like this, her hands gripping the armrest for balance, while I explore with gentle curiosity. Then I curl my finger slightly, discovering a spot that draws an immediate and heartfelt response. Her breath catches, soft sounds escaping her lips as waves of joy ripple through her with increasing intensity. She leans into the pleasure, pressing harder against my hand, her whole body responding in an unrestrained, beautiful expression of delight. At the peak of this bliss, she releases a flood of emotion that fills my willing hand with the warmth of our connection. Without a moment wasted, I gather the precious traces and tenderly spread them into my beard, savoring every drop. Then, with reverence, I lick my hand clean, honoring the gift she has shared. Her deep, satisfied moan tells the full story, pleasure, release, and the sweet relief of need fulfilled. She rises and turns gracefully, settling her beautiful form against the chair's armrest and leaning back into my embrace. "We can freshen up later," I whisper, wrapping my arms around her as she curls in close. Together, we sink into a peaceful silence, hearts beating softly in time as sleep gently carries us away, cradled by the warmth of connection and the promise of tomorrow.